Hello, we're here at Trestle Way Community Center, and we've just started discussing how we can raise some funds for the new Trestle Way Veterans Memorial. That's really right out the window here. We'll show you a picture of that in just a minute. But I'm with Diane Drynan. She's the Executive Director at Georgetown Housing Authority, and Chandler Noyes, and he's a tenant, and he's got some surprises for us because he went out and did some fundraising, and we just wanted to talk about it and find out what people think about this, how the neighbors are taking it, and where all this started from. So Diane.
Well, we had a tree removal project back in the spring, and I came in early one morning and this tree was partially taken down, and it just presented a unique opportunity to do something different with it, because the bottom part of it, as long as the tree wasn't, it was split in a V, and it was lifting up, the roots were lifting up the sidewalk. We couldn't have that anymore. So I had them cut the tree down to 10 feet, and then I started looking for, I Googled chainsaw artists. And I interviewed 5 or 6 of them. One of them actually has his own TV show, American Chainsaw Artist or something like that. And I landed on Justin Gordon. He came out, he took a look at the tree, and he saw the same thing I did, I think.
Oh, great.
And it was just a perfect way to recognize our veterans.
Yeah, well, you know, I went and visited Justin last week, and we had some video of him, and I saw down in his workshop, and he showed me a lot of the things he's doing online. He's a really interesting guy, and I think he's extremely talented. You found you're really good at digging him out, because I think he's going to be a real asset to the whole project.
I do too.
And so, I mean, that was just by luck, and he's not even, I don't think he's 3 miles from there, is he?
I know, it's awesome.
3 or 4 miles?
Yeah, next town over.
So he's going to be, so I've talked to him a couple of times on the phone, and we did a video with him to talk about his skills anyhow. And Chandler, now you heard about this, and you're a veteran, correct?
This is right.
And tell us a little bit about your background as a veteran. Where did?
Well, I served during the Korean War conflict, and I was in a frozen career field, finance and accounting. So I paid the bills, so to speak, commercial and the military. And it was an interesting 4 years, I will say that.
Okay. And were you overseas? Were you
No,
stateside?
I was frozen. I was stationed at the headquarters Eastern Air Defense Command, which was
Oh.
located at a place called Stewart Air Force Base in Newburgh, New York, which was the flying field for West Point,
Oh, okay. So you had all the.
which afforded me the opportunity to study organ at the Cadet Chapel at West Point while I was there.
Oh, so you had a pretty good service then. I mean.
Oh, very.
And I mean, I'm the same way. I was in the Navy, and I was fortunate enough not to have to go to Vietnam. My group almost got activated in '66, but my closest thing to anything that might be turmoil was the Bay of Pigs. We were down at the Bay of Pigs waiting for that to start. We didn't even know we were there for that reason. They didn't tell us. They just sent us down there, and we were waiting for something we didn't know what it was. Unfortunately, we never got involved. So I feel fortunate, but I think this is a great idea of having some kind of a memorial for people who did serve, who went overseas and come back injured, you know, both physically and mentally. So now tell me, how are the tenants taking it? What do the tenants think? Think it's a great idea? Or
Yeah.
is it so far get good support from everybody?
Getting a lot of positive response. It's wonderful. If you take a look at the tree, it's in the shape of a V, and it looks like eagle wings to me, and to Justin it will, you know, once he starts carving it away. And I don't know, I just think we do have a large American flag here that we get donated from the VFW, but it would be nice to have something a little more,
Oh, yeah. I think
you know, just for right here, something special, which I think this tree is going to be very special.
I think it's a great idea. I mean, it doesn't seem to me like, just from all of the tenants that you've been here for a while.
10 years.
10 years. So you've seen a lot of people come and go, and I think a lot of veterans come through.
Quite a
You know,
few.
people. And to me, it seems like something from the community. Do you see the community getting involved at all? I mean, you told me a very interesting story of a group that you're involved with.
I would say so.
And you did some fundraising for this.
Well, I have friends who are members of the Knights of Columbus, and they have offered to match the funds 50-50.
Wow, so that makes
Yay.
your work almost half as hard.
Well, plus it just gives you a little more positive reinforcement when someone comes out with that right out of the gate. I mean, we just started fundraising, and the next day we had this.
So if somebody gives 100, that's like giving 200.
Right.
If they give 50, it's like
Yeah.
100. And maybe there's a bank or two out there, or somebody with deep pockets who could give 1,000.
To be awesome.
That would be great if we could find somebody like that. And there are some
It's
people.
possible.
Yeah, and we'll keep. You're kicking around, I can tell. I get the look on your face. You're doing something, right? All right.
Pushy and persuasive.
Now, one of the things we talked about, somebody asked me, now that you're getting this started and once the tree is all done, are you going to have a chainsaw party or something like that? So
Absolutely.
So when you first start and we were talking about it sounded like an interesting idea of when Justin comes down and he actually starts cutting the tree, wouldn't it be great maybe to have a coffee or something like that, or a group of people over and thank some of the people who
Yes.
get involved?
Just to keep
That'd
the
be-
enthusiasm going.
Mhm.
And I think we'll cover it too and have an unveiling.
That's a great idea.
Yeah.
Keep it covered while he's working on it?
Well, after he finishes for the day, we'll cover it up, and then
Right.
when he's finished, we'll have a gathering, we'll have a party.
Okay, that's pretty cool.
Mm.
And now, the other thing we did talk about a bit, and we're still doing research, I understand, I don't know if anybody's had a chance to do any more, but it's the time capsule.
Yes.
And what was the idea of the time capsule now? I know we talked about it, and,
Well, we decided that we would put anything that's of importance to this project, and right now, it would seem that the donators and their names, plus the people who are working on this project, and I'm sure we'll come up with other things that should go into this time capsule as we go, things that were of some importance to this project that we may not even realize yet until it happens.
okay. And somebody mentioned it would be a good idea if we had some of the veterans from Georgetown who have sacrificed their life, and make sure that they get in there with special notation. Does that sound?
That's a very good idea.
Yeah, I think because, I mean, that's important, because I think when people, it's not only the person who sacrificed their life, but their whole family is affected.
Mm.
And then the outer circle of relatives and community is affected. So I think at least that's a chance for them to come in and talk about that. Is there anything else you'd like to say about this great thing? That we maybe make sure that all those people who were invited to be part of it and to donate realize that there is an opportunity now to donate?
Yes, yes, we can take donations here at the Housing Authority
Mhm.
at 23 Trestle Way in Georgetown, or you could send a check just right to the Georgetown Bank.
Okay. And if there's somebody that finds himself with an extra couple of $1,000s, you'd also
Love it.
go along with that too.
Yes,
That would be wonderful.
yes.
And Chandler, you're gonna be out there beating the bushes?
Oh, yes.
I can tell with that. Right, not only we'll get some flowers to go around it, I'm sure, when that comes out from you.
No question about that.
Okay, well, great. Guys, Diane, Chandler, I really thank you for coming in and just talking about this. I think we're on a project that's gonna go someplace, and you guys have been great and put a lot of time into it. Thanks a lot, guys.
Thank you.
We're with Phil Cardoza here right here at Trestle Way, and we're continuing our discussion on the fundraising project that we have to make sure there is a Veterans Memorial right out here on the big tree that was cut down a few months back. And Phil is the president of the Tenants Association. And Phil, have you had a chance to talk to anybody about the tree and what they think about it?
I've talked with a lot of tenants here, and they're very happy that something like this is going up. They're very pleased. Me, myself, I have also sat down with Diane, and I thought it was an outstanding idea to put a memorial out there where all the veterans in the community and at Trestle Way could be remembered for their job overseas and fighting for our freedom.
No, you're right. And, you know, one of the things, I don't know if I saw it this way, I said, here's a tree that was going to be cut down and just destroyed.
Mm-hmm.
And then Diane came up with the idea of turning it into an eagle, which it's almost to me like somebody who was injured in the war comes back and we can actually do something for them. You know, it's like taking something that could have been broken or cut and thrown away and turn it into something beautiful. So, do you guys, I mean, with the tenants, are they Do they realize how beautiful this thing is gonna be? Have they had a chance to look at any of Justin's work?
No, they haven't, and that includes myself as well. Okay, but I can't wait, to actually see his output and designs that he's going to put on that tree. Basically, I do believe that that's what everybody here at Trestle Way is actually waiting to see. As far as donating for that to happen, I can help out with that with the tenants here.
Oh, great, that's dynamite. Yeah, that'd be, I think that'll be good. They can put a little bit in, and so everybody in the community has a chance to be there. All right, Phil, thanks a lot. I appreciate you coming in and giving us the Tenants Association insight, because that's an important function here at Trestle Way for sure.
Yes, it is. It's a huge function here. What we try to do is to make sure that things go as well as it can.
Great.
And it's a wonderful thing.
Good. No,
It's a
appreciate
wonderful
it.
thing.
Okay, thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Okay, Sergeant James Conroy, United States Army, Military Police. I served in the Mojave Desert for 4 years at the National Training Center. There I was a weapons instructor. I was a military police investigator. I ran a SWAT team. And I was sometimes a medic on my SWAT team, depending upon what was needed. In 1995 through 96, I was in the Balkans. We were there to maintain the peace. I went there as a bodyguard. I did some sniper work, and just kept the leadership safe.
And now what are you doing right now?
Now I'm a mailman
You're here in Georgetown.
here in Georgetown.
In fact, you're the mailman for Trestle Way.
Yes, I am. I'm Jim the mailman.
Jim the mailman. So one of the questions we're wondering is, you've heard about the memorial that Diane started for veterans, and what do you think about it?
I think anything that's going to celebrate our service to the country is absolutely invaluable. It's a great thing to do.
Right, and you heard there's gonna be an eagle?
I did.
Yeah, with a local guy doing it too, a guy in Groveland right down the road.
Yes, I've seen his work. He does
Yeah.
great work.
Yeah, he's pretty cool.
Yes.
Well, that's good. So as long as, now the other thing you can do when you're out and around, make sure people know, because we are having a fundraising program,
Okay.
and we're asking some of the banks and some of the people in the area to donate. So if you see anybody, let them know.
I will. I'll spread the word. I think it's a nice project.
Okay, great. And we thank you for your service, sir.
You're very welcome.
So this is the tree we're talking about. This is the stump. It was obviously, you can see the size of this. It was a tremendous tree. It had shade all over this lawn here, but then with the structural problem, they cut it to here, and Diane saw it and realized that if we stopped there, we could have some sort of we could do something with this tree by making a carving. So this is where it comes from, and this is where we are at this point.